Hey, everybody, and welcome to another jam-packed edition of the OverMark Podcast. I'm one half of your host, Dave, but let's get to the man sitting across from me. He's the walking time machine of this business. He can tell you what happened on a random episode of Nitro in '98 faster than today's so-called journalists can Google it. He's been watching so long, he still has trauma from the Shockmaster debut, and yet keeps coming back every week for more abuse. He'll bury your favorite indie darling, praise a good headlock, and then somehow cut a promo on the catering spread all in the same sentence. He's the guy networks should be paying instead of these Twitter geeks. The co-host, our co-host, everyone's favorite co-host, TJ. What's up, TJ?
What's going on, Dave?
Happy Labor Day, brother.
Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for that intro there. Yeah, it's not a bad day. You know, we're not at work busting our butts on a Monday, so that's going to make for an easier week, and we're going to get through. Only have to work 4 days. You'll probably go in a couple hours Saturday, but overall, it was a pretty good weekend. You get anything fun?
Mostly what you see here. I got a little bit of stuff done. I changed the spark plugs on my car, which everything went exactly how it was supposed to. There were no hiccups or anything.
Good.
It was just everything came out, everything went in, boom, done.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You know, my car sits because I drive the work vehicle so much. So if it sits with the tank kind of low on gas, it'll get that condensation buildup in there. So that pour-in that I was hawking the other week, that now the name escapes me, even though it's the one that I use regularly. I had to pour that in there, but you know, it had fouled up my spark plugs, so I had to change those on out.
Well, at least you got it figured out, you know.
That's right.
Could have been sitting there all day with it.
Yep. Instead, it was literally like 12 minutes maybe. I had disconnected my battery, so I reconnected that, and they say that when you do that, you should let your car idle for around 15 minutes. You just kind of let your ECU remap and all that jazz. So I did that. That actually took longer than everything else.
Okay, yeah, I've heard that same thing before too. But
so what did you end up doing?
You know, I had my buddies in from up in Maryland. My friends Mike and Brandon. The last episode, the bed one of them were sleeping in were right behind me. They slept in the recording room here. But yeah, not too much. We just kind of hung out Friday, and then Saturday we went to that North Carolina zoo. You know, we like going there. Showed that to them. We feel like we had a pretty good time there, and then went to this burger place that's close to that zoo afterwards. It's in Asheboro. Really good food. Enjoyed the burgers. Then we came back, hung out, attempted to watch Collision, but it didn't seem to hold their interest for more than like 30 seconds.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
it's the same.
We watched SmackDown Friday, and they watched that, so that was cool. That seemed to hold their interest a little bit more. And then when it came to Sunday, they watched Clash in Paris, and they actually seemed to enjoy it, you know, because they don't really watch too much. So I imagine the production and the crowd and everything made it seem like a pretty big deal to them, when in reality it was just a pretty, you know, subpar event. But they sure seemed to enjoy it. And then Mike was even saying like, oh, I might start trying to keep up with WWE myself. We'll see if that's something that happens.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we have found in the past that AEW has been a tough sell for friends. I don't know.
They enjoy the really high-paced matches, but the presentation and everything with the hokiness just seems to... Yeah. They would never watch it seriously.
Ashley phrased it best when she was like, she's like, there's the WWE that you guys watch, and then the other one, it's like semi-professional wrestling.
I think that's about right. Semi-professional,
Yeah.
or I don't know what you call it, but that'd be cool if that was their little AEW semi-professional wrestling right underneath the bottom. But
We're
yeah,
trying really hard.
uh, it was a cool weekend. We're gonna go see them. I think we're gonna try to go. Maybe it's like November 14th or the 15th, and
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, that's the plan. Everything's always subject to change, but that's the UFC 322 weekend. Makachev versus Madalena, whatever. Makachev's vacated his 155 title and is jumping up to 170 to try to get the belt there. So that should be cool. I'm a big fan of that guy, and both guys are some of the best fighters on the planet. So it overall should be fun. But that being said, what are we going to be talking about today?
Well, we've got SmackDown from August 29th, 2025, Collision from August 30th, 2025, Clash in Paris from August 31st, 2025, and some news, not as much as usual, but they, almost. And we've got the end of the month for the retro game of the month, which at the beginning of the month, some folks may or may not remember. We talked about the retro game of the month was going to be Chrono Trigger, and we're just, following up on that. The month ended, and we're talking about the little bit of it that we played. TJ played quite considerably more of it than I did, but I got it in on there too. Spoiler alert, it holds up. But do you want to do SmackDown or you want to do Collision?
I'll do SmackDown. So
Yeah.
that being said, we're gonna jump into it, and it's WWE SmackDown from 8/29/25, and the tickets distributed were 9,868, and they did have a setup for 10,365, so they had 497 left, but I'm sure that they ended up packing the place before it was all said and done. And it
sounded pretty full.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was in the LDLC Arena in Lyon, Dessignes, France. I'm sure I said that wrong. So
Leon Desenes, probably something like that.
I hope not. But we're gonna jump through the quick results here, like we always do, and we're gonna jump right into that. And it's gonna be Alexa Bliss defeating Chelsea Green. This stank, and the extra stank too.
Yeah, they had like the little extracurricular beatdown on Charlotte at the start of the match with the Hervis, and then Piper Niven was pulled from the show. Remember? So we don't know exactly why she was pulled, because remember she was supposed to wrestle, so maybe she got injured or something
They did
happened.
just do another round of firing, so hopefully
She wasn't on it. I checked.
Dang.
We'd have talked about that.
Dang.
It was just like social media people and shit like that. No talent.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean no offense to anybody that lost their job. I shouldn't be dismissive like that. That's terrible.
That does suck, and I'm sure that they were probably better at their job than she was.
Probably.
Mi Chin defeats Kiana James. I don't even know what to say about this. It was just there.
Kiana James is purdy.
Yeah, not much happened here, huh?
No.
The number one contenders match for the WWE Tag Team Championships, Mello Don't Miz, Carmelo Hayes and The Miz, versus the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. This was actually an okay match. Wasn't too bad.
Yeah, no, they did a pretty good job. Street Profits have been doing
a
fairly decent job as a tag team.
I agree. Street Profits
finally
are
warming
pretty
up
good.
to them.
Oh, they're acting like they're going to split them up, but
oh no.
Yeah, I know that wouldn't be good. They need to split the Wyatts up, but we'll jump into the WWE United States Championship match. Sami Zayn defeating Solo Sikoa. I didn't see this, but yeah, he ended up winning it. So they got him back, and apparently this is a test run to see how this goes, and they might end up having him be the World Heavyweight Champion if this goes well.
Huh.
Yep.
Well, I enjoyed this. It was cool to see Sammy get the win. I'm not crazy about Solo. I don't know.
Not much going on there.
He kind of been devalued. Like his aura of being a bad dude is kind of gone.
I don't know. He's just got a coconut head, and he's got. If like the group around him was actually like a cool group with some charismatic guys, that'd be cool. But it's just a whole bunch of flunkies, JC
He's just a Samoan guy on the roster.
and JC Mateo looks like crap, and then you got a tall guy who doesn't talk, and then another guy who doesn't talk. I mean, what's you tell me, you know? But anyways, my high point of this was Sami Zayn winning the U.S. title. There wasn't really a whole lot good on the show, so obviously I think this was it.
Yeah, same. I very much enjoyed seeing Sammy Uso get his deal, and hopefully we'll see him doing a little bit more winning as opposed to underdogging.
Yeah. And then we're going to go to the low point, and mine was Bliss versus Green for obvious reasons. You know, this is just some junk. There's so many good women's wrestlers out there these days. It just is a shame that they just keep tossing these. Not that Chelsea Green is bad, but I don't know. It just stank.
It was a toss up for me. It was going to be that, but I ended up picking Meechin versus Kiana James. I like Alexa Bliss, and I like Chelsea Green more than I like her. So,
All right. Well, I ended up. Well, yeah, that match was terrible. But
did real quick before we move on? Did you see the Cena promo kid when Kiana James came out and he was like filming their backsides with his phone?
Yep, I did see that.
Attaboy.
Yeah,
Attaboy.
Yeah, starting them young, or somebody did.
Yep.
But that being said, I'll give the show a 3.
Yeah, you know, I was torn back and forth. I ended up just giving it a 3. It was not a great episode. The great crowd. You know, I'll give the crowd a 10.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing crowd. But I think we can wrap up that subpar edition of SmackDown there, and we're going to jump into something that a little bit of a spoiler might be another subpar episode, and that will be AEW Collision that you're going to be talking to us about right here now, Dave.
Well, like TJ had just pointed out, we have AEW Collision from August 30th, 2025. They are coming at you with a sellout crowd of 916. Boy, I really hope they sell out every night of this residency. Otherwise, that's. But they're at the ECW 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. What are they there for the whole month?
I think they got 3 more weeks left, but I could be wrong.
Okay, well, good for them. And we got Daniel Garcia defeating Blake Christian in a match nobody cared about. Maybe TJ did. I don't know.
No, it stank.
No. Okay.
Daniel Garcia is a Jiffy Lube tech, and Blake Christian is just some guy.
Yeah, that's an accurate description of both of these guys. And sorry, I got distracted thinking about tacos. I think I'm getting hungry. But anyway, we got Kyle Fletcher and Josh Alexander defeated Kyle O'Reilly and Ishii in a tag team match. I didn't hate this match. I like Kyle Fletcher. I'm not crazy about Josh Alexander and the rest of the folks in this match, but
it was okay.
You know, yeah.
Better than any of the matches that were on SmackDown, except for the main event. But
that's fair.
Yeah, and then
that's fair.
Sorry, you're doing this, not me. Go.
No, that's okay. And then hologram, we both are saying, and then we got to cut our uhs out. People don't like that. Hologram defeated Jay Lethal in a singles match, and then they teased some goofy shit that TJ messaged me about that there's going to be like an evil hologram or hologram's twin or some shit.
Apparently.
This is terrible.
Apparently it's something that they do in luchador stuff all the time. Like every guy has his like opposite. But it's like, what's the opposite of a turd? Like, is this guy going to be good? Because if hologram is just some crappy luchador, is this guy actually going to be, like something I'm going to want to see?
Hologram is the bad twin. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
If we were going to an AEW event where this was going to be a thing, I would 100% bring a sign that says that. And I'm a guy that usually hates the sign people. Yeah. Anyway, I'm doing this. Sorry, I'm driving. I'm R-Truth. We have Alex Windsor defeating Ashley Vox in a singles match. I don't really care. I mean, Alex Windsor's pretty
forgettable.
Yep. Probably one of the better matches of the night here because it had people we like in it. FTR defeated JD Drake and Adam Priest. in another random throwaway television match.
It was okay for what it was.
Yeah. Then we had a Big Bill defeating Juice. I don't know why they're doing this to Juice.
Yeah. I don't know. It was okay. I not too much. I mean, this is probably one of the highlights for me of the night, believe it or not. But not too much to say about it really. Just an overall terrible show.
And then we got Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa and Queen Aminata defeating Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Billy Starks in a trios match.
No, it's an all-star trios match. You got that wrong.
Oh, that's right.
What were you thinking?
Every episode has an all-star this or a money that. I don't understand what is going on over there.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like, the little like month and a half build up to All In wasn't bad, but it's like, these guys have proved that they can put on good matches, but it's like anytime they seem to get like increased coverage, like WWE's handing them on a silver platter right now. We're not doing our best work. Here, you can come in and get some of our customers. People are dying for it to happen. They don't want to pay $30 a month. So even though they realize that they're going to have to pay way more for AEW, but anyways, it's just I don't know. It's a joke, man.
Well, moving on to high point, low point. My high point here, it was hard to pick one because there wasn't really much. Like TJ said, how do you polish up a turd? But I went with the main event because it had, 4 or 5 gals that I like out of the 6. I don't know.
Not bad. I hear what you're saying there. At least there's something to look at too. But what I put down for this was a really bad show. I guess Bill versus Juice, just because I like both guys. But I mean, this is a terrible wrestling show. We'll get to that in a second.
I don't know, man. Anyway, but onto the low points here. We got for me was Daniel Garcia versus Blake Christian.
Fair.
I just don't care about either one of these guys.
Yeah, and then John Moxley sitting there talking to him, like guiding him before the match, giving him advice and stuff. And it's just like, get this guy off the TV for a couple months so maybe Moxley can come back and you can actually start getting like something out of the star that you have. He's one of your biggest guys. He does seem to bring a little bit of numbers compared to the other people, but like if he went away and we just redid it. But here's the problem. To Tony Khan, this is an all-time heel faction, right? So he's going to keep these guys, and they're going to be doing the same thing 8 years down the road or something. It's just terrible, man. And he's just like Vince. It's like their stuff doesn't stink, and they're going to push it no matter what. But yeah, mine was Hologram versus Lethal. It sucks that they just don't use Jay Lethal. He's better than almost everybody on the main roster, and they just have him relegated to ROH, and he's such a talented guy, and his age doesn't matter at this point, but it will eventually when he's too old to do anything. But
I mean, this is a guy that Ric Flair chose to work with multiple times, and also chose to work with in his actual final match.
Yeah, it's just a shame, man. Like Hologram, like he's like 32-0 in the company or something like that, and I don't know, man. It's just you could be 100-0. You don't generate revenue, and nobody cares, and the people that do are a very small select group of people. It's funny, because they have this residency, and I've saw people this whole week, mainly Dave and people on Twitter, talking about how a profitable AEW is going to be, and it's like, well, let's step back. Unless you're an owner or have a stake in the company, you don't know the financials of the company, and if you are, it seems kind of weird that you would not bring that up. But either way, oh man, I just lost train of thought. My main thing there was if they were doing so great, why are they in front of 900 people?
Yeah.
I don't know how you can spin that as a positive. I think it's awesome that they can get the pay-per-views. Go ahead.
TNA has a bigger crowd than that every week.
Yeah, but AEW is capable of having bigger crowds than TNA does. But I just think it's kind of weird that it's like you're in front of 900 people. And they're like, oh, well, they had 18K at the pay-per-view. And it's like, yeah, but it's like, you're not making money. You're just not with 900 people. It's literally impossible. He's got like his talent, like roster budget that he's bringing there is like so many millions of dollars. And then like the production and all that, it costs just as much to bring everything there. And it's just not good, man.
Nope.
I know I just went on a little tangent there, but I just think it's strange that I don't know how you can spin that as a positive.
Well, what was your ranking for the show?
Oh yeah, we're still there, huh?
Yeah.
It was a 2. That this was a bad night of wrestling.
Yeah, I also gave it a 2. And speaking of nights of wrestling, you know what we forgot to do,
What,
both of us?
I know we did forget to do it.
Uh, I know that's funny that you know what I'm saying. The Real American
Yeah,
Freestyle, we forgot to watch it.
I know. I was like, I was busy and stuff, so like that was like the last thing that was
Well,
going
yeah,
on in my mind.
you had people all over. But they did end up selling some more tickets. They looks like 3,277 out
Cool.
of 3,777. So good for them.
They got more attendance than AEW this week.
Yep, 3 times more.
Oh man, that's funny. But yeah,
Hmm.
I don't know. Let's move on from AEW. I'm sorry I went on a rant there. It just I again just don't know how you can spend 900 as a positive, and that there's absolutely no way that they're paying residencies. They usually pay you to be there, but what are they doing? Just saying, oh, you can use the place for free. They're not paying them to fucking be there. But we're gonna jump into the next one here, and it was WWE Clash in Paris, and that was on 8/31/25, which was yesterday, and they distributed 30,668 tickets. The setup was 31/128. They had 460 left. Pretty jam packed, awesome crowd. They were at the 460 Paris La Défense Arena in Paris, France, and they opened more seats a couple days before the show. So who knows? They maybe ended up having more than what we had listed there. But we're
Well,
gonna
no, that's where the
okay.
460 leftover came from because they opened up a bunch of seats, I guess, a couple of days before the show.
All right. Well, we got Roman Reigns defeated Bronson Reed. This wasn't a bad match. It wasn't like crazy by any means, but it was good.
I mean, this of all of the matches on the card, this probably was the right match to open the card. I don't know. Probably should have opened with Cena and Logan Paul, but yeah, decent match.
Yeah. And then we have the Wyatt Six defeating the Street Profits to retain the WWE Tag Team titles. This was pretty bad.
Yeah, and you know what they say about the Wyatts?
I, as you tell me, I don't want to know. Yeah, they do, don't they? Ugh.
Yeah, they're not great. I'm Wyatted out bad. I was Wyatted out when it was actually Bray Wyatt, and now it's even worse that it's these guys.
Yeah. And then we have Becky Lynch defeating Nikki Bella to retain the Women's Intercontinental Championship. This match had moments of goodness in it, but overall it just was sloppy.
Yeah, it was. This was not great. I this was the bathroom match for me.
And then we had Rusev defeating Sheamus. This match lasted forever. I was kind of zoned out a little bit at first, but it kind of picked up towards the end.
Yeah, this match was all right. I wanted to poo poo on it a little bit more, but these guys went out there and
They
definitely delivered, and there was some hard spots.
100%. They definitely put on a match. And then we got John Cena defeating Logan Paul. This is a pretty good match. This might have been like the better match of the night. I'm not sure, but it was definitely pretty good.
Yeah, that was why I said it probably should have opened. He did a Styles Clash on Logan Paul. That was pretty cool.
Because he's not facing him during his retirement tour, he said, so he wanted to at least honor him somehow. A lot of people
That's
use that
cool.
move these days. But yeah, it was a good match. And then we got Seth Rollins defeating CM Punk, LA Knight, and Jey Uso to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. It was a great match. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was probably the best match of the night. There was a lot of star power, a lot of what's gonna happen.
Yep, 100%.
Everybody worked really hard and put on a good match.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Um, Definitely a loaded up four-way for sure.
Yeah.
But so the my high point here was the main event, the match we just talked about. Not sure how else you could go with anything else unless it was the Cena thing and you're just ruined to Cena.
Yeah, same. I ended up going with the main event as well. Nice little swerve at the end there.
Yeah, And then my low point was the Wyatts versus the Street Profits. It's like the Street Profits should be the tag team champions right now. They're hands down the best in-ring team they have. They seem like they can gain momentum, but they're just not letting them. And anybody that wrestles against the Wyatts is doomed for failure.
Tired of the Wyatts. My low point ended up being Becky and Nikki. This was just a sloppy match.
It wasn't good. Some sloppy stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I think that being said, I rated this a 4.
I also rated it a 4. Probably would have got a 3, but the crowd kind of bought them some goodwill.
Yeah, it definitely felt like a big event. A lot of people there. Production was great. The arena looked awesome.
Yep.
You know, definitely had to feel the big fight. It's a shame that like all these events, they're just kind of pulling out of their butt there, and having to kind of throw some stuff together to make it happen. It's not like it used to be.
And hey, it was the last PLE on Peacock.
Yeah, it was.
Until the Saturday night main event or whatever.
You see Michael Cole, he's like, we'd like to thank Peacock. Like, it's really weird how he said it, because they ended up thanking them and said that they were a good partner and all that stuff. And it's crazy. It's like now it's like, you know, you want to pay $30. There's a lot of people that think still that you have to pay $30 per event. It's like, no, it's just for the platform in itself. They're not going back to a pay-per-view model. But that being said, I think we got a little bit of news that we might be talking about here. Is that right?
And I got news for you.
Where'd he come from? He always just shows up out of nowhere.
Mr. T, you know, he's
Mr. T?
Helping us bring you the news. Yeah, Mr. T, Mr. Ice T.
I was thinking about another Mr. T.
Oh, I'm not sure which one that is.
Oh, okay. Me either. I'm not sure much. Put it that way. But yeah,
that is something.
You want to take us into this first little piece of news here?
Sure thing. Well, we have a report here. Former WWE referee Mike Chioda is officially retired. And we watched old Mike for a long time. That's crazy. He had a legendary career. But Mike Chioda is closing the book on one of the most storied referee careers in pro wrestling history after 35 years in the business, including 31 years in the WWE, which is just a crazy amount of time. Chioda revealed in a recent interview with Chris Van Vliet that he's essentially retired. Chioda was part of countless iconic moments, from classics like Shawn Michaels versus British Bulldog to controversial matches like Goldberg versus The Undertaker. Known for his consistency and reliability, he became one of WWE's go-to officials for decades, long before being released in 2020. Chioda confirms retirement. While he admitted he still occasionally works the odd match, he made it clear his in-ring days are largely behind him. He said, pretty much, yeah. I mean, if there's a match or two or something like that, I'll do here or there. Ric Flair's last match I had done a match in the Jersey Shore for Fight Factory. So it's really pick and choose. Since stepping back from refereeing full-time, Chioda has stayed active in wrestling, though. He does seminars training referees in Orlando. Ooh, maybe I should look into that.
Yeah.
Does signings and appearances. And he's hosting the Monday Mailbag with Mike Chioda podcast on ad-free shows with old Conrad. Chioda
He's got everybody.
credited... I mean, he's got his hooks in everybody. He credited ad-free shows for keeping him connected to fans and giving him a platform. He said, they've been great to me for 4.5 years, almost 5 years. Pretty good. So From WrestleMania main events to helping elevate new stars, Mike Chioda's career represents an era of officiating that spanned generations. His retirement marks the end of a true referee institution in professional wrestling. That's crazy. You know, I agree with that. And he and Lil Nate were kind of the most tenured guys for the longest time, and now it's just down to Lil Nate.
Yeah. The ring crew general.
Yep.
But it's pretty wild. He's been at this thing forever, you know. There's not really too much to say because I know a lot of people don't really pay attention to the refs, but he's been in a lot of pretty big matches, you know. you can just imagine like the stuff that this guy's seen. It's funny, you know, that you can say that you're retired, but I'll still occasionally do something here or there. It's like, well, that kind of means that you're freelancing and you're not 100% retired, but I guess you could say he is, because I wonder when his last match with WWE was, you know?
I think it was 2019 or 2020. He said he was released in 2020, so
April 2020.
probably sometime.
Yep. I was just wondering the exact one, and he was released by the company April 15th. Yeah, and he's done a couple for AEW, and then, you know, like you said, he did Ric Flair's last match. But yeah, it's funny. He only did one match in AEW, and that was the AEW TNT Championship match between Cody Rhodes and Scorpio Sky.
That's really cool.
I think I do remember that, actually. Yeah, he's... Sorry, you're hearing me click here. But yeah, he actually did Hulk Hogan versus The Rock at WrestleMania X8. And he did Shawn Michaels versus Steve Austin. Triple H versus Batista at WrestleMania 21. John Cena versus The Rock at 28. Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 21. Yes, I mean, he's been in some of the biggest matches of all time, if not the biggest, you know. So it's... Guy's probably got stories upon stories, and I'm sure I'll actually have to check out his podcast. I didn't know that he was doing one before now. That might be something to check out. It's the Monday Mailbag, right?
Yeah. Type that in real fast here so that I don't forget, because I will forget.
Yeah, he did Randy Orton versus Mick Foley, too, at WrestleMania. He said that one of his favorite matches was Shawn Michaels versus John Cena. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can wrap that one up there. Appreciate you, Mike. You're going to check out that podcast. But anyways, we get a backstage report, and that's WWE is actively considering AJ Lee's return. So, Clash in Paris sparked some speculation this week with the finish of the main event. So, AJ Lee could be on her way back. After CM Punk lost the World Heavyweight Championship in a Fatal 4-Way main event, his wife became part of the story when Becky Lynch masked low-blowed Punk to help Rollins retain the title. This moment was kind of taken as a deliberate tease for a possible AJ Lee involvement in the ongoing Rollins-Lynch-Punk feud. So WWE's creative has been pitching a return for her. So, and this is according to Fightful Select, that WWE's creative team has pitched AJ Lee's return many times in the past couple months, and management has been more receptive than in past years. While nothing is confirmed, WWE sources admitted that they were hopeful that the Clash angle was building towards an eventual Lee return. The company reportedly isn't concerned about her long absence from the ring. Internally, she's seen as someone who looks almost identical to how she did when she retired nearly a decade ago. Yeah, I could see that. She's just one of those tiny chicks, you know, they don't... Some of them can look the same for a large chunk of their life.
She's in incredible shape now, too. I mean, she always has than when she was in the ring.
She always has been. But in Punk's own return after a lengthy hiatus eased any doubts whether they can overcome that. I'm sure, you know, he would help her, and they work out together all the time. So AJ Lee's experience since retirement, well, even though she's been reportedly said that they have no plans for her to wrestle again. She said that, by the way. I said that wrong. She even declined to step back into the ring while working with Women of Wrestling. She did briefly work in ring for the wrestling drama Heels. So despite her initial nerves, she was said to have picked up quickly and impressed with her timing and performance. She has some locker room report. Man, I'm messing up this a whole bunch, but some locker room support. So the report also notes that several top women's wrestlers in WWE and AEW have personally urged CM Punk to push AJ Lee towards making a comeback, recognizing the boost her presence could bring to the women's division. But it's still unconfirmed, and as of now, her return remains speculation. But the Clash in Paris angle, and combined with WWE's growing openness and a strong fan demand, suggests that the door may be finally open for one of the most long-awaited comebacks in women's wrestling. Yeah, I mean, this comes up like every year, you know, especially since Punk's been back. I remember people thought that, apologize for that, people thought that she could pop up in AEW, but it's probably the best that never happened. Could you imagine if he got kicked out and she's still there?
No.
Yeah, that wouldn't have worked out too good. But it'd be cool to see.
They're gonna be doing a mixed tag
Yeah, for
sure at like WrestlePalooza or SummerSlam.
Yeah. Punk would love to work with her, and if she comes back more than just that event, I mean, she could definitely probably put on better matches than a lot of the chicks that they have there, at least the old guard.
She was one of the most over women in the company when she retired. I mean, it was not like she was on a decline in popularity or anything.
Yeah. She was the GM for a while. She's done all kinds of stuff in the company, but it'd definitely be a positive thing for them. And I mean, think about it. You just get rid of like Piper Niven and a couple of the other crappy chicks there, and you got plenty of room for somebody like that who could actually maybe generate some fan interest and bring some eyes to your product.
Yeah.
That's enough with that one. You want to take us in the next?
Speaking of generating eyes on a product, we have a report here. Kevin Nash on Becky Lynch. He says, I think her run's over. I think she's grasping at desperation. I don't know about that, but we're going to jump into it. On August 23rd, on the August 25th edition of WWE Raw in Birmingham, I don't know why I said it that way, I can't talk, Becky Lynch cut a promo that immediately drew criticism. While building heat ahead of her title defense, she referenced the passing of Ozzy Osbourne. I'm not wrestling in Birmingham. The only good thing that came out of here died a month ago. But in fairness to Ozzy Osbourne, he had the good sense to move to LA, a proper city, because if I lived in Birmingham, I'd die too. Promo went viral online, with Ozzy's daughter Kelly blasting Lynch as a disrespectful dirtbag online on Instagram. WWE later clipped the most controversial portion of their from their social media edits, but the full version still appeared on YouTube. Nash's assessment was on his Click This podcast. He didn't mince words when addressing Lynch's recent work. He said, I think her run's over. I think she's grasping at desperation. I think the business has passed her by. He clarified that he didn't think Lynch was directly insulting Ozzy, but rather chasing cheap heat in a way that he feels hurt the WWE brand. Nash reminded listeners that he is a TKO shareholder and also framed his criticism from a business perspective. I don't see how they always say, oh, any kind of publicity is good publicity. I don't know, man. When somebody passes when somebody passes, you don't F with the family. I don't think that's exactly how WWE or its shareholders want. For Nash, the look. I don't know. I'm all over the place here, man.
Who is it?
Friggin' idiot.
You're good.
That's right. For Nash, the negative feedback from the Osbournes family, combined with Lynch's reliance on such material, was a signal that WWE Creative and Lynch may herself be running on fumes. It's important to note that Lynch's promo was almost certainly approved backstage and designed to rile up a Birmingham crowd by attacking their hometown pride. However, the fallout highlights the risk of invoking a recently deceased public wrestling figures for heat. Despite the controversy, Lynch went on to successfully defend her Women's Intercontinental Championship against Nikki Bella at Clash in Paris, in a match that we told you about a few minutes ago. That was kind of shitty. Fans can hear Nash's full comments on the latest episode of his Click This podcast on his YouTube channel. I don't know that I necessarily agree with Nash insofar as, her run being over or the business passing her by. I just think that she kind of made poor judgment on a promo, and people made poor judgment approving the promo. It's not a big deal.
Nah, she's one of the best women's wrestlers of all time. She's doing good work right now compared to a lot of the ladies out there. She's great on the mic, and she still have good matches, but they're not all going to turn out perfect. But, I mean, it definitely hasn't passed her by. I mean, she's got that Intercontinental title for a reason, and she's got plenty of teaching to do with these chicks, the newer guard coming in. So I don't think Nash could be more wrong about this.
Yep. L take there, Big Sexy. We still love you, though.
Yeah, we do. You're just wrong on this one.
That's okay. It happens. I'm wrong all the time.
All right. Well, that being said, we got an update on the Street Fighter filming schedule for WWE's Cody, Rhodes, and Roman Reigns. So Rhodes is Guile and Reigns is Akuma. We got a short of the Akuma one up. Never did one for the Cody one, but who cares? So two of WWE's biggest stars are heading to the big screen. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns have officially begun their involvement in the upcoming Street Fighter live-action adaptation. Rhodes has been cast as the iconic American hero Guile, while Reigns is expected to portray Akuma, one of the franchise's most powerful villains. So, the filming timelines, according to some goof, Rhodes' filming is already underway, with his work scheduled to be completed by September 20th. Reigns will also begin filming shortly, with both stars' production schedules overlapping through late summer. Japanese star Hiroko Goto will also appear in the film as E. Honda, with his own filming expected to start in the coming weeks. So we actually just saw him get wrote off from this. So WWE has already moved to explain the absence of both men on television. Cody hasn't wrestled since the August 8th episode of SmackDown, where he was taken out by Drew McIntyre's Claymore kick into the announce desk. The injury angles kept him off screen, giving him time for filming. Hopefully not as much as Reigns, because, Cody needs to be, filmed for, a couple weeks and come back. But, Reigns was seemingly written off at Clash in Paris after defeating Bronson Reed, only to be attacked by Braun Breaker and Reed in a post-match beatdown. This angle provides WWE with cover for Reigns' Hollywood commitments. So, there's not going to be any WrestlePalooza match confirmed for either guy. Now, the Rhodes or Reigns are currently advertised for the next Premium Live event, WrestlePalooza, on September 20th. The very date Rhodes' filming is expected to wrap. The takeaway for fans here is WWE's two biggest headliners are officially stepping into WWE's video game adaptation craze. Their TV absences are clearly being managed through storyline injury angles, but their star power will be missed heading into WrestlePalooza, for sure. Reigns isn't there most of the time anyway, so it's not really that big a deal. But Cody's the champion; he needs to be there. It's bad timing, but I'm sure they're going to sponsor this whole thing, and they're going to be wrapped up in it, and it'll be all over the place once the movie comes out. And they're two.
It'll be on the ring, on the video boards.
Yeah, and they're two.
There'll be
big
guys
stars
coming out dressed like Street Fighter.
Yeah, 100%. And then their two big stars will be on the poster and all that, so it should be cool. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I definitely will. I'll go to the movies. I don't go to the movies a lot, but I'll go there and spend the ticket and the popcorn, just maybe get a night out, go on a date or something, and enjoy myself watching two goofs that I watch wrestle.
Probably take my nephew to see it.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be a good time. I think you guys will have fun doing that.
Yeah.
But that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump to the next one, unless you got anything to add.
No, that's it. Looking forward to seeing that movie. Hopefully it ends up being cool. Sometimes movies based on video games are fairly not good.
They're pumping money into this one.
Yeah. Well, speaking of pumping money, we're going to move on to our next news report. We got John Cena's final WWE opponent reportedly leaked, allegedly. Who knows? Sometimes folks get this right, sometimes not. John Cena confirmed in 2024 that he will retire at the end of 2025, bringing one of WWE's most iconic careers to a planned close. In the past year, he's embarked on a global farewell run, highlighted by his victory over Cody at WrestleMania 41, where he became the 17-time world champion and broke Ric Flair's record. According to WRKD Wrestling, Cena's final WWE match, likely scheduled for December, will see him face Gunther. This match has generated buzz because it pairs Cena with a dominant, hard-hitting talent who represents WWE's new era. Before the leak, fans speculated about a possible showdown with AJ Styles or even The Rock. However, Gunther offers a blend of established star power and a credible competition that makes the proposed finale feel fitting and satisfying. Why this makes sense is that it could be a passing of the torch. Cena ending his career by facing a dominant force like Gunther mirrors past WWE stories where superstars elevated rising talent. Superpower meets physicality. Gunther's brutal wrestling style matches well against Cena's enduring gritty persona. Narrative harmony. Cena's career has always leaned into fighting the impossible, ending it against Gunther, one of WWE's most relentless competitors, fits perfectly. In Cena's own words, he explained his retirement timeline. He said, I kind of weaned off a full-time schedule in 2017. It's 2025 now. I made a promise early on. When I'm a step slow, I'm out the door. I feel it's time. Good for him, at least, for being self-aware. And I wouldn't hate seeing he and Gunther have a match where, eventually Gunther wears him down, his gritty, long, grueling match, and Gunther goes over eventually, make him really earn it, put Gunther over hard.
Yeah, Gunther's one of the best workers in the business. He deserves to be the guy to get the rub from beating Cena's last match. I'm just wondering if they're going to somehow get the belt or a belt on either guy to, build this up a little bit more. But I'm definitely looking forward to it if that's the opponent that they choose. And Gunther's awesome. He's the perfect heel to counter Cena's, I don't know right way to put it, just his attitude, the way he acts. I'm sure the match will be great. I'm sure the build-up will be great. The promos will be awesome. And sign me up for this one.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
Yep. Well, I think we got another fair assessment here, and that's going to be our retro video game of the month, which would have been Chrono Trigger. So Dave had just played through it a few months ago, and he did the Dream Devourer ending. He has the Steam version, and he just went back and smashed Lavos from the fair this month for fun. So the gear setup that he had was an Angel's Tiara, the Regal Crown, and the Venus Bow on Nadia, and Haste Helm, Nova Armor, and Dreamseeker on Chrono. It was a New Game Plus, so he had anything and everything he could have needed.
Yeah.
You call Nadia or Marley Nadia?
Yeah, a lot of the time I do. I don't change her name in the game, but I just, for whatever reason, I default call her that. I don't know why.
Yeah. I actually just beat the game today. I've been playing it a lot the past couple weeks. I'm just a busy guy. We work, all that kind of stuff, but man, I couldn't put it down. It was awesome. I've been even playing it when my friends were been here. We're sitting there doing other stuff and I'm playing Chrono Trigger at the same time. But yeah, the gameplay's just awesome. It's the music's amazing. For back then, the graphics are awesome. Everything still holds up. I did it on the DS, so I had the little bottom screen. I had the PlayStation 1 cutscenes. Just mind-blowing game, It'll be fun till the day I die. Akira Toriyama, just passed, was it this year? And it's, he designed a lot of the stuff in this game. And the Queen Zeal, the last fight with her, that's the hardest fight in the game. She just keeps having your life, and then doing the AoE almost right afterwards. But I got through her, and then Lavos was nothing. But I got all that crazy gear from the Ocean Palace to beat Lavos with. But it was definitely an amazing game. The story's awesome. We'll be talking about the next game that we're going to pick, which is a very similar game, in our next episode, and we'll get to that later. But man, I don't have enough good things to say about this game. I love it, man.
It's probably it's in the top 5 greatest JRPGs of all time. For me, it's one of my favorite games ever.
Yeah.
I can vividly remember sitting in my bedroom, which is funny. Speaking of that bedroom, I just looked at that house on Zillow yesterday. I was having a little dive down memory lane. I can remember sitting in my bedroom just playing this game so very much, basically until Final Fantasy VII came out, and then I did the same thing with that.
Yeah.
I really hope that, I've read rumors that they are going to hit this game with the same treatment that they did with the Final Fantasy VII remake. I think that would be awesome. I'd definitely buy that.
I don't think that modern gamers will be ready for such a rich story, and you can say what you want about the Final Fantasy VII and stuff, but it's like Chrono Trigger. Even though it's somewhat simple, it's the complexity of time travel and all the other stuff going on. It's good stuff, man.
There's a lot there.
Yeah, but I never played that Final Fantasy VII. Did they have Cloud talk?
Yeah.
So Chrono doesn't talk. Are they going to have him talk?
Definitely.
That'll be interesting. They're going to give him Sean Schnabel, or the Goku's voice.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, speaking of retro games, and this month, the Final Fantasy Tactics HD upscale or whatever is coming out on Steam this month.
That should be cool.
I'm very much looking forward to that. That was one of my favorite PlayStation Final Fantasies.
I'll get that at some point and play it.
After 7. Yeah, it's expensive right now.
Yeah, I'd like this stuff to go down, and we're going to be playing our other JRPG that we're going to be talking about the next episode or whatever, so I'll be playing that instead, so my time will be busy. I'm actually going to try to
pick that one up.
You can get it cheap on CD Keys. They're changing their name. It's going to be Loaded or something now. But yeah, which is awesome. I can't wait to play this because I haven't played this yet. I literally bought it when it came out, just twice on Xbox and on Steam, so I could support. Like, thank you for remastering one of my favorite games. You know, but it'll be nice. I'm really looking forward to it. But we'll get there when we get there. You got anything else to add about this game? You want to keep blowing this thing, or are we done?
No, I think that's it. We did enough blowing of it the first early in the month. You know, we played through it. I really had fun on my initial playthrough earlier this year when I went back and just did the quick ending. You know, where you just go through at the fair real quick. It was still really fun, and it was pretty challenging with two people. And I normally use Isla, Robo, and Chrono as my party. So, being forced out of my comfort zone and using a party member that I probably haven't used since I was a kid as one of my main party members for those fights was pretty cool.
I use Frog, Chrono, and Isla, so we're pretty similar. I have this set on not autofocus, so it's going to be tough to see. But yeah, I actually have a New Game Plus right now at the same spot that Dave just talked about, but my characters here are like level 54 and 48. I didn't really play with her much, so she has a little bit less, but I got I got on him the Rainbow Sword, the Haste Helm, the Nova Armor, which that thing's awesome. It makes it so you have status immunity, and then Prism Spectacles, which they grant true power. You know what's funny? There's a couple bosses that, like at the end, like the Queen and Lavos, that remove the status immunity. They can like pick you, and that'll be one of their things. It's like, you son of a bitch.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did that. Unless that's something new that they added in the DS, because it's been a long time since I played this. But man, it was just overall awesome. I just wanted to show you guys. I did do the thing. It was really nice. I'm gonna keep playing a little bit throughout the month to do some more of the endings. I only have the first ending, but that being said, I think we can put a bow on this one here, Dave. You want to take us on out?
Yep. Well, this has been a fun episode, and I was just looking at CD Keys. That next game is half the price that it is on Steam, so we'll be getting it there for sure.
Cool.
So shout out to cdkeys.com if you're looking to get some games for cheap. Throw us a sponsorship, maybe some free games there, cdkeys.com. Who knows? And
I remember Brandon and them, like Ian, before they knew about this website, they were like so looking happy about the Steam sales. And I'm like, there's Steam sales are all year round, man. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, go to this website, go to G2A. There's a lot. You can get these cheap all year round. Sometimes the Steam sales will beat them, but it's rare. And then when the Steam sales come out, they match or beat them. So it's overall, don't buy from Steam. I don't know. That's not nice. Steam's a good platform, but if you want to save money, the options are out there.
Now, when you buy these games, they still show up on your Steam, right?
You just put the CD key in, like on the bottom left on Steam. There's a little cog wheel, and you put activate product key, and then it just. It's a Steam CD key. It just, it's pretty cool. It works really well. It's super simple. You get the key almost instantly after you buy it. I've never had it go wrong. But that being said, I interrupted you taking us out of here.
No, you're good. We, next episode, we're going to be talking to you about Monday Night Raw, which already happened today as we're recording this. I forgot that it was in Paris and told TJ that,
we'll watch it
back
the
in the
normal
States,
time.
and I was wrong. We'll watch it. Not a big deal. And we'll also have Dynamite. We'll have the news. We'll talk to you about what our retro game of the month is going to be for the month of September. And maybe we'll talk about other stuff. Who knows? I don't know. TJ, thank you for the episode.
I appreciate you, Dave. We're doing this. Looking forward to the next one. Looking forward to seeing what goes on Raw. A lot of looking forward to, I guess. But if you like, share, subscribe, do whatever. We appreciate you. If you've watched a minute of the show, we appreciate you even more. Whatever it is, if you're listening to this at any point, we do more than appreciate you. We bow to you. So take that for what it might be. But I'm going to get on out of here. I appreciate you, Dave. I appreciate you, listeners. And we're going to hit that music and get on out of here.
Have a good weekend, everybody. Or a good week, I should say.
Yep.
DJ's yelling at a gift, Dave's eating crab. We skipped our bills to watch Raw live and ranked 800 wrestlers just to survive.